Got what? What you got?
No, I'm just understanding what the video is about.
Oh.
7,000.
So what's it about?
7,000 mile review on. Cutting me off.
Anywho, welcome back to the video. This is going to be a 7,000 mile review, as she said, about the Mk8 GTI. And if it's still worth the price tag that they are asking for it. So, let's dive into things that let's start off with things I don't like about it. So, the first thing that I have a little bit of a problem with, let me see if I can find spots. So on the weather stripping, there is like, not on this side.
It's right here.
As I was saying, the weather stripping is already starting to kind of crack, and it does it on one of these as well. One of them is cracked a little bit. Right there, if you can see that. It's got a like a hairline split in it. That's not too exciting for a car that is $32,000. Another thing I'm not too fond of, but I knew this going into Volkswagen, was Volkswagen Audi group paint is very thin and it sucks. It's really pretty, but it's very brittle. And I'm going to show you right there. I mean, I'm just anal about this kind of stuff, but it's already chipped right there. There's another small chip up here, and then there is another one right there on the hood. Oh, yeah. And a couple spots down here, and it's kind of cracked right there as well. I wish I would have gotten PPF put on the front of it right as I got the car, but I did not, and now I regret it. Another thing I'm going to bring up again that I brought up in a video past is the trunk, or the hatch itself. The little triangle that is supposed to go in here, I do really wish that they had covered it up. I mean, kind of sticking your hand up into the hatch is a little bit less than ideal. It's not very cash money, but just a little gripe there. And then another thing that I have an issue with, and this wasn't a problem until like a week ago for the first time, is sometimes you turn the car on and the infotainment will bug out. It'll have the backlight on, but nothing will come up. It'll just stay off for a few minutes, and then all of a sudden it decides to boot up, which is kind of annoying. I've noticed it more so if I leave my phone plugged in. So if I'm getting gas, let's turn the AC off because you're probably getting a bunch of wind noise. So if I leave my phone plugged in and I run inside the grocery store or run into a gas station or just get gas and then come back and turn the car on, and then that seems to be when it bugs out the most. And other than that, the infotainment itself is not a problem. I haven't had any other issues with it. Not ideal. I much prefer the Mark 7's radio / infotainment system, but it is still functional. You could still listen to music while it's shut off, but you cannot change your driving modes as far as clicking the mode button and then coming in here, let's see, and then selecting the mode that you want to be in. You just kind of have to cycle through and guess which one you're on. One thing I absolutely love, besides the look of the car, is the exhaust. This is the AWE tuning exhaust, and it's pretty cash money. So the exhaust is aftermarket, but the vehicle has a great sound to it. Even on the stock exhaust, it is a little quiet, but it does have a good tone to it. Still sounds great. The feel of the car is amazing. It feels just like you would expect a GTI to feel. What else do I like about the car?
I love the simplicity. How simple the car is. Because I have a Mark 7 GTI. Ooh. I have a Mark 7 GTI and I love my car to death, but the space around you feels so tight because you have the steering or the shift knob, you have the steering wheel that's really close up to you.
Which you can change.
I know, but it's still, this one feels different, okay? The seats are different, it feels all different. So it just feels like it's a little bit more spacious than even the Mark 7.
Another thing I will show you, and this is not something that I knew till recently, I did an oil change on the car, and if you come into the dash and you need to reset your service, you come over travel time and distance. You're gonna hold on it for 10 seconds, I believe. And then you get this menu to reset your oil change service, your inspection service, and all that jazz. So it is a little bit hidden. Jesus, freaking flies. But it's not like the Audi where you can only reset the oil inspection, not the oil inspection, the oil service, and not the inspection light. Another thing that I love personally about the car is being able to change the ambient lights, because GTI's color is red, obviously, but being able to set the lights to whatever I want throughout the car is pretty freaking nice. And you can also control the brightness of them, which is another really nice thing. I guess if you do a lot of night driving and you want to turn them down or turn them all the way off, you have that option to do so as well. Back to sound. I don't know if anybody else out there has noticed this. I know somebody has because they've commented on it. But you switch it to sport mode and you get a lot more pops out of the car. Let's see if I come over here. Of course, now it's not going to do it. But if I start out in comfort mode and switch to sport mode, I get a lot more pops in sport mode than, say, if I just left it in sport mode, turned the car off, started driving in sport mode. Don't really know why that is, but it definitely is a thing. I thought it was in my head at first, but is not the case. Anything else you want to say before we decide if it's worth hanging on to?
I like that GTI. What? Are you going?
Yes.
Why did you?
There was a bug.
Oh, it was a fly? You just went, I'm like, what did I do? I really like that they got rid of most of the chrome on the car, so there's not nearly as much chrome as there is like on my car. The GTI symbol doesn't have as much. Right here, it's blacked out instead of chrome. And the centerpiece, just cosmetics. It's honestly a really, really pretty car. Driving it has been awesome. I'm happy with it, personally. I don't drive it every day, though.
So is the car worth the money? Worth it to have as a daily driver? That depends. That depends on if you are lucky enough to have gotten one that doesn't have a bunch of bugs in it. The infotainment thing, like I said, is new for me. But overall, I haven't had the radiator issue. Jeepers cripes. I haven't had the super sensitive touch buttons on the steering wheel that get activated when you're just driving spiritedly. I haven't had pretty much any of the problems at all that people have been having with the car, other than now the infotainment is a little buggy. But if you're lucky enough to get one that's like mine, absolutely, I love the car. If you are unlucky enough to have gotten one that's more or less a lemon, I'm sorry, that really sucks. And I would say no, the car's not worth putting up with electrical gremlins. That's just me personally. I'm sure most of you probably feel the same way. If not, let me know. Somebody recently commented on one of my videos. I think it was, his username is Mirror1973. He commented on my video that said 5 things the Mark 8 did great, and he just got rid of his because of all the issues he's been having, and that's awful. I hate that you get a brand new car and these things happen, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. I hope you all enjoy the video and enjoy whatever you're driving. Who cares what it is? Just have fun. Build your own car. Don't build a car for other people. Don't buy a car for other people. You got anything to say?
Nope, no, that about covers it.
So thank you all for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. I do my absolute best to reply to everybody who comments on the video. And I will catch you next time. Peace.